Hey guys, it's me, my face, and my nausea. Let's not linger on this. No happy dancing. No jiggling about. I don't know what's going on. I ate turkey and potatoes. These are two of the calmest things you could possibly eat. And I'm feeling a little unpleasant right now. Not so unpleasant that I don't have coffee, because that just doesn't happen. Also, don't look at my hair. Just don't. If you're new here, my name is Andrea, and I am generally more pleasant than this. If you're a returning visitor, you know that's not entirely true. But thanks for coming back anyway. This is a channel about cross-stitch. I have a lot to talk about this week, so let's just jump in. I have notes. I'm going to stick to them. Keep an eye on me. The first thing I worked on is the Pickety Witch. This is from the Little Stitcher, and I have made some progress. I apologize for the lighting. I am recording at night. I have every light in the room on. This is my day right now. Oh yeah, and the nausea. What did I manage to do? I finished off this little fence area. I filled in the little doodads here and there, and the tree. And I started on the outer border because I just got around to recharting where the date is supposed to go. I had recharted it for, I'm gonna sneeze. That has just upset every molecule in my body. Okay. This is supposed to have, I want to say $17.99, $16.99, some date that meant something to somebody, not me. I recharted it for 2022, and then in the middle of telling you about it, I realized that I should probably just chart it to have my initials in there too, and kill all the birds with all the stones. I know we're supposed to say feed 2 birds with 1 seed now or something because it's more pleasant, but no. Today I'm throwing stones at birds, and that's how that is. So this will be, instead of just the date, we'll have my initials and 2022 in it. The next thing I worked on is called the Witch's Kitchen. This is from the Primitve Hare, and it was actually I want to say an older freebie, like 2011, something like that. But I got a good amount of it done. Not regretting my color choices, not regretting going with the Anchor Black. It's doing all the things I need it to do. Hopefully I can find just a simple little frame to put this in. I want to hang it in my kitchen because I don't really have any cross-stitching in my kitchen, and I thought this would go quite well. You know, we have talked a long time about Anchor Black being better than DMC 310, and I mean, I have to say, I mean, it's 1/1 on some tight little weaves, so I'm pretty sure that 310 would have worked out well as well. But I saw somebody post somewhere about, you know, to heck with all y'all, I have a cone of Madeira Black. Does anybody know what that is? Is Madeira a thing? Am I saying it right? I could be making it up. They were excited, and I was excited for them. Let me know what you think. The next thing I worked on is the La-Di-Da freebie. This is the Alphabet and Hare. Alphabet and Hare, Hare and Alphabet, Alphabet and Hare. I did more alphabet, and I filled in the bunny. Look at the bunny. I think I said this before. I was saying, you know, I never stitch in blue, so I picked blue, and then I found all this blue that was in my life and the whole thing. I'm not regretting that blue. That is Wavy Navy. Is it Classic Colorworks? Is it Weeks Dye Works? I don't know. I'm telling you over here. But yeah, I like it. It's not an in-your-face kind of blue. It's subtle. It's nice. I'm all about subtle. Drink my coffee and think calm things. Those were actually the only whips I worked on. Do I have new starts? Heck yes, I do. This is Autumn Garden. This is from SubRosa Designs. I'm starting to think that SubRosa is going to be my new must-have one going at all times thing, like the Prairie Schooler, that I don't actually have going right now. Whatever. I managed to do just this little side of it, and I think it's coming out so cute. I do not, off the top of my head, remember if I have swapped out colors or if these are, I think some of them are swapped out. I did. I left myself notes. I actually used a project card for this. I don't know why. I just chose to. I think my thought was I was going to cut it off here so it wasn't quite so big, but I did it anyway. So the called for that I'm using, I believe, is sweet potato. And again, I'm not entirely sure if these are Weeks or Classic Colorworks. They kind of feel like Weeks. Sweet potato, whiskey. It's supposed to be grits. And I'm using eggshell. Or is it the other way around? Oh, Andrea, pull yourself together. This, I think, is supposed to be sage, and I ended up using dirt road. We have Havana, onyx, those are called for. Aha. Okay. So this was supposed to be Oscar, and I ended up using blue spruce. And we talked about that last time because I had the floss frenzy from it, or the nest egg. Something like that. So this is blue spruce, so I subbed that in. This was supposed to be, I believe, brick. I can't read my writing. But it's cherry cobbler, because when in doubt, use cherry cobbler. And this is supposed to be bright leaf, and it is Classic Colorworks gingerbread. So I think those are lovely and samplery. I do realize that when I pull just a few strands that I'm going to need, it kind of loses that aesthetic of being able to hold all the colors together and show, say like, ooh, look at the palette and the whole thing. But I'm already finding after doing this for a few weeks that I'm able to find my threads easier because I'm not hunting for it in some project. Like the main skein falls mainly in Spain, is still hanging on my door in the Floss Monster. So I know I have it and I can take what I need. And there's been a couple of times where I've had to go back and grab like another strand or a 6-strand thing, but it hasn't been a problem. I'm going to stop petting this now because it isn't even silk. So I don't even know why I'm petting it, but that's what we got. Okay, the next thing I started is The Cat in the Moon. This is by Brenda Gervais. And naturally, there's a story attached. And naturally, it has to do with color selection. I kitted this and multiple other things up at the same time when I was having kind of an episode a couple of weeks ago. I had all this energy and I was running around needing to do things. So I pulled all this thread and all this fabric, and my new table finally came. Hurrah! So I was cutting fabric easier and the whole thing, even though I did have to cut this one twice because I did it wrong the first time, and it's beside the point. It's correct now. So I sat down to start this, and this is how far I've gotten, which I think is not bad for having sat there for one night. But now, like, you can see it's a brownish, grayish, whatever. Because I am using hickory sticks for the color of the cat. And as I'm stitching it, I'm saying, this is very brown gray. The cat is not brown gray. I don't understand this. Why would I have picked this? What did I think this was equivalent to? I'm going to have to swap this out. I'm stitching along and I get to do to the eyes, and I have, I want to say it's pelican gray, or no, the pelican gray was the eyebrows, because cats have eyebrows. And I was stitching the pelican gray, and I'm like, this is the exact same color as hickory sticks, and this is not going to look good. And what was I thinking picking these colors and this and that, the other thing? So I started changing out some colors and moving some things around, and I'm stitching along. And I wanted to look up something on the pattern, because when I get to stitching, I'm in Pattern Keeper, which is just a photo of the pattern because I have the paper pattern. And so I don't have like all the information. So I went and I grabbed the paper pattern. Well, first of all, it took me 20 minutes to find it because of course I had hidden it from myself in a very obvious place. Yeah, I didn't sub out any of the colors. Those are the called for. Hickory sticks, pelican gray, all the called for. All the called for. And probably if I had just rolled with it, I wouldn't have been swapping colors out left and right. So at the very least, the only thing I swapped out was the cat's eyebrows, which I don't think you can really see yet. It's just that very top line. And the pupil, I changed out from charcoal to gunmetal. But I didn't, well, I shouldn't say I didn't need to. I didn't think it was looking right, so I changed it. But hickory sticks is still the color of the cat. I will continue along with that. I love his little eyes. He's going to be so cute. I'm going to put his picture up again because what drew me to this pattern in the first place was the just look of worry and concern on this cat's face. This cat is not happy to be dressed up. He doesn't want to have a costume on. He just wants to go about his business, licking things and eating his food. I don't know why. I find that endearing. What will I do with him? I don't know, because I'm sure as heck not going to make him into a poof and put him on top of a tart. And do a lot of things, but I don't think I'm going to use the tart pan thing. Guarantee a year from now I'll be finishing something on a tart pan. Now that I've said it. So those were my whips and my starts. Would you like to see a couple of finishes? I'm sure you would. I think I'm feeling better. I'm perkier now that I've, vented. My hair hasn't gotten any better. Don't look at my hair. Don't look. My first little finish, this is Blue Snowman by Little Stitcher. Consult your notes, Andrea. Little Stitcher. He's so wee. Look, he's 1/1 and he's so wee. I love that really tealy in there. I think it was a good choice for a sub. I say that out loud. Now I'm wondering if it's a sub. I think it is. There are supposed to be beads. Kind of intermittent beads in here. But this was charted for like 32 count or 36. So where he's 1/1 and he's so wee. I was wondering if I should, and this is related to the next thing I'm probably going to show you. Should I do French knots? Because I learned how to do French knots. I know. I'll give you a minute to process that. So I'm wondering if he's really, really finished. I mean, he's finished enough that I want to put him in the box of finishes. But, I mean, maybe I could be persuaded to try a couple. We'll see. Speaking of French knots, we can finally put City Sidewalks by Glendon Place to bed. I did it. Look at the tree. It's got French knots on it. Who am I? How did I learn to do that? I watched a video. Whose video did I watch? Okay. Okay, this is another story. Just sit back. First of all, who is Son of a Stitch, and why does he seem to have like no new videos? Because he was helping me. I was going to take you on this journey with me. I set up, it took me a long time. I set up the camera over where I was going to work. And what I was going to do is I was going to watch the videos and then try doing some French knots, and you could watch me fail, and it was going to be great fun for everybody. And so I sat down and I said, okay, well, I will watch through his video first. And I watched his video and I said, that makes sense. And so I did one. And I did another one. And then I did like a dozen of them. And I was like, okay, I know how to do it now. There's nothing I need to record. There was nothing I could share with you. Sorry. But yeah, I was pretty pleased. I think what I need to do is keep doing them. Because part of the problem is a week from now, a month from now, whatever, if something says, French knot on it, I'm going to say, I don't do French knots. I will have completely forgotten that I did this. Don't let me forget, because they seem handy. Especially when somebody asks for beads. I don't have the mental wherewithal to chase beads all over the place. See, now I'm even thinking, do you think like maybe the wreaths could use like a little knot on them? Put it away, Andrea. Put it away. Fully finish it for next year and stop talking about it. Please. The next thing I finished is Who's Watching. This is from Handblessings. And it's done. And it's cute. And it's using up more of the black Ada, which is something that we like. This Ada is right out of the tube. I did not wash it or hand dye it or anything like that. And yet it is still clearly not round. I mean, I'm pretty sure from the pictures, it looked round. It didn't come out round. Hold on. I think my battery pack is about to explode. Hold on. Okay, it's weird. My battery pack has a fan on it, and suddenly it just went on. But nothing seems wrong with it, so I'm going to roll with it. Because things moved around, I lost my extension cord, so I couldn't plug in the thing that holds the light, that holds the... I'm running my light off the battery pack. I'm sorry if you can hear the fan. I should have just led with that. Either way, round, not quite round. It's fine. It's going to get a hoop finish. It's going to be adorable for Halloween. Who am I kidding? It's going to be adorable for Thursday. And it's done. I really have to say, unexpectedly, I enjoyed, or I liked the way the Moe's sale came out. That orange thread. I have not found myself looking to Moe's sale for thread since I bought like a random pack 3-4 years ago. But yeah, I really like the way that came out. The fan stopped. I don't know what it's doing. The last finish is it's a fully embellished finish. This is Halloween Town from Raise the Roof. And I finally got the buttons. And I got them put on there. My fabric is probably a little smaller than was called for, so those buttons are a little chunky. Don't care. They're adorable. Look at them. Look at the pumpkins. They are the cutest things. Did I match the thread perfectly? No. No, I really didn't. Actually, I was not smart enough to hold the threads out that I used, because chances are they all would have matched into the buttons. I had to go looking. There's some DMC. There's God knows what. Oh, another sneeze. Yep. My belly like that. But you know what? They look fine. They look so good. I'm so happy with this. I am actually thinking I might take this down and have it framed. Just because it's an odd shape and I don't really want to fool around with it too much. I may see if I know I have a couple of long canvases, so maybe I'll see how it looks on there, but I may go have this framed because I just think it came out really cute. And I mean, you know me, it's Halloween 24/7 anyway, but I think I would hang that up year round and be very happy with it and not have an issue saying it's Halloweeny. I don't care. It's mine. I'm also going to point out, if you've noticed, all my projects pretty well ironed. I ironed. I have a table now that has an ironing pad on it. And I can iron on it when I need to iron. I don't have to take out 47 pounds of hardware just to iron a thing. I ironed. It was awesome. I did get a little bit of haul. Actually, a little more than a little bit of haul. But first, I got my Floss Frenzy. This is from Fat Quarter Shop, and it's Weeks Dye Works. And this was the Cool Blue collection. So we got Americana. We got Blue Bonnet. Blue Coat Blue. I'm not entirely sure whose blue coat it is. Union Blue. Not sure which union. Blue Heron. Nothing cute to say about herons. And Morris Blue. Don't know who Morris is. I am hoping that the next nest egg that I receive from Trish over at 3 Owl Threads, Trisha at 3 Owl Threads, I'm hoping will be my first set of Gast. It's really the only set, like what I think of is almost a full set of Classic Colorworks at this point. I have a ton of these Weeks Dye Works, and I have 3 Gast. And I think the only reason I have those, well, one, I have a couple to be working on the CD Pumpkin Cottage. And then I have a couple of random greens because like 1,000 years ago when I was doing a Salem Remembered piece, I was trying to do leaves and I couldn't find the right green. So I had every green in the universe mailed to me. And I ended up with some of those. That's about it. Today I decided to take a ride over to the Salvation Army, and I found this cute little box that has a place for you to put, you know, a photograph or whatever in there. So I am going to try to find some stitching. I thought I had some stitching. I said, oh my God, I can go through the box of shame and there'll be some little sampler that I've done and it'll fit in there and it'll be adorable. And no, that's not even true. That's not true in the smallest way. I have a bazillion things that are this big. I have a bazillion things that are that big. I have nothing that goes in this box. So I will need to, possibly one of the ones I'm working on now will fit in here. My other option, I was thinking maybe I have the cardinal etching, and I also have the 4 other seasons, so maybe I can make this a seasonal box and put the seasonal cross stitch in here and save the rest of them, you know, store the rest of them in the box. Will I ever remember to swap that out? Probably not, but it was $1, so I bought it. Caught you. You were looking at my blonde hair coming in. Don't look at my hair. I also received an Amazon shipment. As if it was like one shipment that I received. But stitchy related stuff. I got a package, 200 of these. And I have been using them as floss drops. I just make a big hole with a punch that I have. The little hole at the top will go on the like the wire keychains with the screw top. They've been hanging on those just fine. They don't do quite as well on the big rings. So I'm thinking maybe I'll take a package of these and go over it with like a small hole punch to make that hole bigger. But otherwise, for the price, they've been working out really, really well. And, you know, I can use them probably 2 or 3 times and then throw them away and not really feel like they're being terribly wasteful. The other thing I got that is over there and I wasn't going to drag out from under is a wool pressing mat or ironing mat. I've had it probably about 7 hours at this point, and I love it. I love it. It's portable. It's easy to work on. I can keep my iron at a lower temperature, and it seems to, I guess it holds on to the heat and brings it back up into whatever you're ironing. So that's not been nice. The only thing I haven't figured out, and let me know if you know this, it says not to use steam. And I understand that's because the water gets into the wool and it will either seep all the way down to your tabletop and can ruin the tabletop. It can also retain that moisture and get kind of like mildewy and gross. But I have a few of these finishes that I used a tension hoop on. And, you know, you can iron it out flat, but you can still see that shadow of the tension hoop. So usually I would spritz that with a little water. Even if it's hand dyed, you know, not usually in the stitching, but on the edges. I would spritz that with some water and then iron. But I don't think I should do that on this. Should I? Can I? Is there a way around that? What do I do? Help a girl out. If you're interested in either of those items, I'm going to put links below, affiliate links to Amazon to purchase those. In the last video, we had a giveaway for Farmhouse Christmas, and you should be seeing me pick the winner right up over here. The winner is Megan Rowe. She is in beautiful, sunny Canada. Congratulations, Megan. I have it all ready, all packaged, addressed, everything ready to go. I just have to actually go to the post office because mailing to Canada, who knows how to do that? I'm sure there's some sort of postage and, I don't know, offering of firstborn to get it there. But I will do that for you because I have no born. They get nothing from me. Because I'm feeling pretty good about it, and because I've actually been digging through my stash in the past couple of weeks, kitting things up, I came to the conclusion that even though I really do love the Fabric Flare fabric that I purchased, I do not like 18 count. I do not like 18 count Aida. 1 strand is not enough. 2 strands is too much. There's too much stress involved. I don't want to stitch on these. So I will continually just keep throwing this back in the pile. I considered splitting this into 2 lots, and that got way too complicated. So I'm just telling you, it's a lot of 18 count Fabric Flare fabric. I have 1 piece that's like a full piece here. I love that coloring. I love the way it looks. I just know that no matter what I stitch on it, I'm not going to be happy. And I'm in the business of trying to be happy. So there's that piece. There's this, which is just like a barely pink. I want to say they called it like flesh or something, which is not creepy at all. So that's a kind of large piece. And the rest of these pieces are more like, you know, smalls, ornaments. I don't know if you call that an eighth. I don't know. I cut them. I didn't measure them. They're, you know, they have writing on them. Some of them are just looking like they're coffee tea dyed. These are not hand dyed. These are printed fabrics. And if you are interested in my sending these to you, and I will send them anywhere with the understanding that, you know, the mail is weird and it could take the rest of our lives for you to receive it. If you are interested in these, what I need you to do is go down into the description box. You will find a link to a Google form there. You fill out the form. I need your email address, your name, and your YouTube name. That's the name that appears when you make comments on YouTube. You have the opportunity to give me your address at that time. It just speeds things up. You don't have to. You can leave that blank and we'll just work it out later if you're a winner. Please be 18. That is just legally so that you can give me your address. Would it kill you to be a subscriber? I'm not going to check. Would it kill you to like the video? I have no way of knowing. Just keep in mind that this is my giveaway to you. It doesn't have any monetary value. It's not something that gets replaced if it gets lost in the mail. It has nothing to do with YouTube. They're not running this or anything like that. It's just me getting rid of some stuff. Good luck. Also a reminder that if for some reason you don't think that your entry went in or something and you put in multiple entries, they will be combined into one entry. One person, one entry. Thanks. So that is really about all I have to show you. As I've mentioned a few times, my kind of sewing table came. I have that set up. My sewing machine is on it. I haven't sewn anything yet. That's beside the point. It does have room for me to keep my cutting mat out, which has made cutting fabric that much easier. I'm still terrified of cutting fabric, but at least I'm doing it correctly rather than, holding it up in the air and trying to cut like this, because that doesn't work out for anybody. Not for anybody. I have my new wool mat on there so I can leave the iron out, not have to put it away every 20 minutes and then find something new that I wanted to iron. So that is working out, and I am slowly working through my stash. I took out a box of paper patterns. I did not realize how many paper patterns I have, because I have primarily been working on Pattern Keeper and in OneNote, and I didn't realize how much I have, and I really need to do the ones I'm going to do and get them out into the world. And the rest that I know I'm not going to do, I have to do as giveaways. And maybe I will even do like a destash. I never felt like I had enough to do an actual sit down and destash things. But I do. I do. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your likes and even your dislikes. And thank you so much for your comments. I read every single one of them and I appreciate them. Thank you for being my community. Bye, guys.